Imagine going into a secret room, untouched for thousands of years. The air is thick with the scent of ancient stone and dust, and the only sound you can hear is the echo of your own heartbeat reverberating off the walls. As you step further into the chamber, the dim light from your torch flickers, casting eerie shadows that dance across the walls. The air is dusty, and the only sound is your own heartbeat. You feel a sense of awe and trepidation, knowing that you are walking where no one has walked for millennia. The silence is almost deafening, broken only by the occasional drip of water seeping through the ancient stone. Suddenly, you see rows of hieroglyphs carved into the walls. These intricate symbols tell stories of gods, kings, and the afterlife, each one meticulously etched by skilled hands thousands of years ago. The hieroglyphs seem to come alive in the flickering light, whispering secrets of a long-lost civilization. This is what it was like for the archaeologists who, in the late 1800s, found the pyramid texts. These brave explorers ventured into the unknown, driven by a thirst for knowledge and a passion for uncovering the mysteries of ancient Egypt. Their discoveries would change the course of history and our understanding of this ancient civilization. These ancient writings, hidden inside the pyramids of the Old Kingdom pharaohs, showed us a world of beliefs and rituals that had been forgotten. The pyramid texts are the oldest known religious texts in the world, providing a glimpse into the spiritual life of the ancient Egyptians. The discovery of the pyramid texts made everyone in archaeology and Egyptology very excited. It was a groundbreaking moment that opened up new avenues of research and understanding. Scholars from around the world flocked to study these texts, eager to decode their meanings and uncover the secrets they held. For the first time, they had religious texts from the very first dynasties of Egypt. These texts provided invaluable insights into the religious practices and beliefs of the ancient Egyptians, shedding light on their rituals, prayers, and the gods they worshipped. These texts, written on the walls of burial chambers, weren't for the living, but for the dead pharaohs, to help them on their journey to the afterlife. They were meant to guide the deceased through the perilous journey to the afterlife, ensuring their safe passage and eternal life among the gods. This discovery was a big deal. It was a monumental achievement that changed the way we understand ancient Egyptian religion and culture. The pyramid texts provided a direct link to the thoughts and beliefs of the people who built these magnificent structures. It changed what people thought about how Egyptian religion started, and gave us a new understanding of what people believed during the Old Kingdom. The texts revealed a complex and sophisticated belief system that had been previously unknown, offering new perspectives on the origins of Egyptian religious practices. The texts, with their complicated words and vivid pictures, helped us understand how the ancient Egyptians thought. They were not just religious texts, but also works of art, with beautifully crafted hieroglyphs that conveyed deep spiritual meanings. They showed us their hopes, fears, and beliefs about the universe and their place in it. The pyramid texts are a testament to the ingenuity and spirituality of the ancient Egyptians, offering a window into their souls and their understanding of the cosmos. The pyramid texts aren't just in one pyramid, but in several. These ancient texts are scattered across multiple pyramids, each holding its own unique set of inscriptions. They're mostly in the pyramids of pharaohs and queens from the 5th and 6th dynasties of the Old Kingdom, around 2400 to 2200 BCE. This period was a time of great architectural and cultural achievements in ancient Egypt, and the pyramid texts are a testament to the religious and spiritual beliefs of that era. The biggest collection of texts is in the Pyramid of Unas, the last king of the 5th dynasty. Unas's pyramid is particularly significant because it contains the earliest known religious texts in the world, providing invaluable insights into the ancient Egyptian worldview. These texts aren't just carved randomly. They are meticulously planned and placed within the burial chambers, ensuring that they serve their intended purpose of guiding the deceased in the afterlife. They're carefully written in vertical columns, in a specific order. This order is crucial, as it follows a ritualistic sequence meant to aid the pharaoh's journey through the afterlife. The hieroglyphs are beautifully made, showing how skilled the ancient Egyptian scribes were. These scribes were highly trained and held in great esteem, as their work was essential for the religious and cultural practices of the time. The texts often have pictures with them, showing scenes from the afterlife and the dead king's journey. These illustrations provide a visual narrative that complements the written spells and incantations, making the texts more accessible and meaningful. There are a lot of texts. The sheer volume of these inscriptions is staggering, reflecting the importance of the afterlife in ancient Egyptian culture. The Pyramid of Unas alone has over 700 spells and incantations, talking about all sorts of things. These texts cover a wide range of topics, from hymns to the gods to detailed instructions for navigating the afterlife. These include songs to the gods, which were meant to invoke divine favor and protection for the deceased. Rituals for the king's journey to the underworld, ensuring that he would successfully reach the afterlife and take his place among the gods. And spells for protection and being born again. These spells were believed to protect the king from various dangers and help him be reborn in the afterlife. The pyramid texts give us a complete look at Old Kingdom funeral beliefs, helping us understand this important part of ancient Egyptian culture. They are a window into the past, revealing the hopes, fears, and spiritual aspirations of a civilization that has fascinated the world for millennia. Figuring out what the pyramid texts said wasn't easy. These ancient texts, inscribed on the walls of pyramids, have puzzled scholars for generations. Written in a type of hieroglyphs called Old Egyptian, the texts were very difficult for early Egyptologists. This form of writing is one of the oldest known, dating back to the Old Kingdom period of ancient Egypt, around 2400 to 2300 BCE. Old Egyptian is very different from later Egyptian, with its own special grammar and words. The language evolved significantly over the centuries, making it a challenge to decode these early texts without a deep understanding of the linguistic shifts. The texts aren't written like a simple story. They don't follow a linear narrative that we might expect from other ancient writings. Instead, they're a bunch of spells, hymns, and incantations, often incomplete and repeated. These texts were meant to serve a very specific purpose, rather than to entertain or inform in the way modern texts do. These weren't meant to tell a story, but to use magic and help the dead king in the afterlife. The ancient Egyptians believed that these spells and incantations would protect the pharaoh and guide him through the dangers of the afterlife. Even though they're in pieces, the pyramid texts have a clear structure. This structure is crucial for understanding their function and meaning. The spells are grouped together by topic, talking about different parts of the journey to the afterlife. Each section addresses a specific aspect of the afterlife, from protection against enemies to ensuring a safe passage to the next world. The texts also use a lot of symbols and metaphors, so you have to think carefully to understand what they really mean. These symbols often have multiple layers of meaning, reflecting the complex religious beliefs of the time. Understanding the language and how the pyramid texts are organized is super important for learning their secrets. Scholars spend years studying these texts to uncover the hidden meanings and the insights they offer into ancient Egyptian culture. It helps us see how complex ancient Egyptian religious thought was, and understand their beliefs about death and the afterlife in the Old Kingdom. By studying these texts, we gain a deeper appreciation for the sophistication and depth of ancient Egyptian spirituality and their views on the afterlife. One of the most interesting things about the pyramid texts is how much they talk about beings and events in the sky. The texts are full of gods and goddesses connected to the sky, stars, and constellations. These gods are very important in the dead king's journey to the afterlife, guiding and protecting him. The texts describe the dead king going up to the heavens, joining the gods, and even becoming one with the sun god Ra. The king is often shown traveling across the sky in a special boat with different gods. The texts also mention particular stars and constellations like Orion and Sirius, which were thought to be important in the afterlife. The pyramid texts' focus on the sky shows how interested the ancient Egyptians were in the sky and how it moved. The regular cycles of the sun, moon, and stars were seen as very powerful, controlling not just nature but also the afterlife.